Argentina's national team is full of terrible people. A little bit of a different video today, but with the World Cup coming to a finale, I thought this would be really dope to tap into. Let's get right into it. Where you at, family? Come on, let's see what's going on.
Every year in the world of football, we get to witness some absolute insanity unfold. And I guess it's that time of year again. So throughout this week, there's been a couple of incidents. And I mean, this isn't anything new. This happens pretty much every weekend in Spain with Vinny Jr. No idiots, just because he acts like a complete ass doesn't mean you can call him a monkey. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. Anyways though, we begin our story at the beginning of the week of July 15th. During a preseason match between Wolves and newly promoted Serie A side Como, Hwang Hee-chan was racially abused. Hwang reported the incident to the ref, which then prompted his teammate Daniel Podence to throw a punch and get sent off. Other teammates of his and even manager Gary O'Neill brought up the idea of walking off the pitch, but Hwang decided he wanted to keep going. But following that match, Wolves submitted a formal complaint to UEFA, which then prompted Como a day later to release the shittiest response imaginable. And I'm serious, I have no idea how the PR did such a bad job. Their owner is like one of the richest in Italian football. But yeah, the statement starts with the usual, club doesn't tolerate racism, we condemn all forms, yada yada yada. Then the second paragraph, the abuse in question, was a Como defender saying to a teammate regarding Hwang, quote, ignore him, he thinks he's Jackie Chan. Which
What? Yo, he actually said that?
For me personally brings back so many great high school memories of when I was called Jackie Chan in the hallways. Rural North Carolina high schools. Gotta love them. Anyways, in the third paragraph, it all went downhill. Because Como decided to double down and say that the Jackie Chan comment was made in reference to Hwang's teammates calling him, quote, Channing. I mean, come on, man. Oh yes, our player did say, in fact, hey, stop eating dog, slant eyes, but this was not racist. He just overheard the opposing player's teammates say he's got that dog in him. He was simply just concerned. You gonna really attack an animal rights activist? Also, while we're here, and while it's not all of them, they are never being the allegations. But I want to go back to Hwang's teammates, more specifically Daniel Podence, because this man in particular invited to every single KBBQ worldwide. This man will be eating and drinking good. Well, actually, okay. Maybe for his sake, don't introduce him to soju. However, Daniel Podence's response to racism reminds me of one of my favorite stories in the world of football. You see, back in 2012, Didier Zokora was called the N-word by Emre Belözoğlu, and when their teams met again a few months later, retribution. Zokora's teammates were basically jumping Emre, and then Zokora himself kicked the bastard straight in the dick.
Damn!
Beautiful, sweet justice. You can kneel all you...
No, that was real pain. That nigga's face defigured in pain. Watch this shit.
Justice.
This nigga don't even look human. Nigga's face distorted in pain. Jesus. Real quick though, I want you guys to check out the first episode of my new series, Where You At. I took on something really dope and I tried it for the first time and it was a big production. So I want to show you guys the trailer real quick. It is live now on the channel. Let me know what you guys think.
I ain't gonna lie, probably the hardest things I've done in a while, man.
My name's Berto, Whereyouatberto, and I am going to be attempting virtually the impossible to get a black belt in 24 hours.
Where you at, Berto?
That is the first trailer for the first episode of the Where You At series. It's live on the channel right now. The link to that will also be in the description. I really, guys, hope you enjoy it. I put a lot of heart and soul and effort into that video. So, you know, on your free time, I just would love to hear some feedback as we are planning our second episode. So, and give me some ideas. What do you guys want to see me do in the second episode as well? All right, let's get back to the video, man. But this is crazy.
You can kneel all you want, ignore all you want. That obviously hasn't been working. And I don't care what anyone says. Oh, you give the power to them if you retaliate. F that.
Yeah.
To deal with the racist player, you kick that shit out.
Facts.
Literally. By the way, the reason I know about this story is through one of my favorite videos on YouTube. I first watched this when I was 12. I keep coming back to it every few years. I don't know. It's something about the actual production of this video that I just love so much about it. Highly recommend. On to the other incidents, and this one caused an even bigger stir. After beating Colombia to win their second straight Copa America, the Argentinian national team celebrated by singing a racist song about the French national team?
Oh, damn, they really are racist. That's crazy.
The lyrics go like this. They play for France, but their parents are from Angola. Their mother is from Cameroon, while their father is from Nigeria, but their passport says French. Very ironic coming from the same players whose descendants come from Italy and Germany. And also Scotland for some reason. Oh yeah, there's also the transphobic line which references a rumor about how Mbappe was dating a trans woman at some point. But I ask again, why after beating Colombia do you sing a discriminatory song about the French national team? This is like if Spain won the Euros and started singing about Argentina's poverty levels. This song originally popped up during World Cup 2022, but at that point it was just a bunch of fans, so we all just kind of thought, oh yeah, this is pretty bad, but we shouldn't associate these subhumans with the players. The player live streaming this to the whole world was midfielder Enzo Fernandez. Enzo plays for Club Chelsea and has 7 teammates that are French and black. Is he f***ing stupid? One of which called him and the whole national team out on social media. Shout out Wesley Fofana for that, by the way. We also saw some of Enzo's teammates unfollow him on Instagram. Mid-table finish and...
The thing about racist, though, there's no logic behind it. Like, you know how stupid you have to be to actually hate somebody for the color of their skin or their background? Like, it doesn't make sense. You know, we've talked about this before on the channel, but if you put a black baby and a white baby and a Spanish baby and a fucking purple baby all next to each other, they're all just going to be babies crying or playing together, no difference. You know what I'm saying? So it's really such an obvious fact that racism is just brainwashing by idiots. That's literally what it is. It's brainwashing people to hate each other because of how someone looks or because of someone's background, but no other logic behind it. There's no factuals of somebody being better than another person just because of the color of their skin. It's so stupid.
Race war? This is going to be some season for Chelsea. The French Football Federation then a couple hours later submitted a formal complaint to FIFA, to which FIFA said they would investigate. Then a few hours after that, we got a statement from Enzo Fernandez. And just like Como, this was a complete disaster. He admits that the song was very offensive, and then in the very next paragraph apologized for, quote, getting caught up in the euphoria of winning Copa America. Can you guys just say what you did wrong and take the next steps to educate yourself? Why is there always some kind of excuse? Also, Comic Sans? Comic Sans? Oh, but don't worry. The excuses don't end there, though. A couple days later, Lionel Messi's personal bitch, Rodrigo de Paul, showed how stupid he is by straight up just admitting the song was racist. No, I'm not kidding. He said, quote, you don't analyze the songs that much. I can understand people who have suffered racism and don't like it. Enzo Fernandez, oh yeah, you know, it was just kind of euphoria of the moment, you know, I wasn't really thinking. Rodrigo de Paul, I am a proud racist man. Also, why are we only talking about Enzo here? Just from de Paul's statement alone, it appears he had no problem singing it either. I can't-
And I'm just thinking, it's like, you just accomplished something so great, and the first thing in your mind is like, yo, let's sing a racist jingle.
Weirdo! Weirdo!
I just would imagine, you know, maybe Eye of the Tiger, you know, we are the champions, something like that, you know, whatever version y'all have of that. No, let's just go sing racist shit. What?
Confirm whether or not he and many others did, but seeing how they're all defending Enzo, I mean, that's just a massive self-report. The fact that no one has come out and said, hey, listen, this was bad, I wasn't a part of it, any of that kind of stuff, definitely says quite a lot. Again, can't confirm any names because it is like a 240p video, but this is all very telling. Responses didn't just come from the players, though. We also heard some from government officials. The Undersecretary of Sport publicly called for Messi to apologize for the national team's behavior, and he was fired. Meanwhile, on the other side of the spectrum, you had the Argentinian vice president saying that because France were colonizers, they have no right to call out Argentina. Bitch,
What?
I don't recall Leslie Ugochukwu being responsible for colonialism. Are you f***ing dumb? And while I really don't want to talk about them, I feel like I have to, because we have to point out the true stupidity online. I've seen some dumb ass takes. Oh, they were just telling the truth. When did it become a crime to tell the truth? Marcus Thuram was born in Italy, and Eduardo Camavinga moved from Angola to France at age 2. Besides those
I'm just learning right now. That's why I'm not saying shit. I'm learning. This is all news to me.
2 players, every single one of those French national team players was born in France. I've also seen people, and the cuck, blame the victim of racism more than the perpetrator of racism. You're telling me Wesley Fofana and his teammates had a completely valid reaction to a discriminatory song about them? No. There's also the people using videos and images of Enzo being happy around black people to say that he's not racist. But it's even weird when you think about it a little bit deeper.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent. Oh, I'm not racist. I have black friends. Like, just because you kind of keep it together around your black friends doesn't mean you practice racist shit when you're on your own. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit's never a good excuse.
Because these people are just kind of acting like black people aren't even like a human. They're just like a robot. Look at how he treats the black people. Some white liberal ass shit. And when it comes to shit like this, the whataboutisms are to be expected. This one in particular references the Dembele Japanese hotel incident from a few years back. I made a whole video about that, by the way. Now, I'll agree that the outrage from the general public definitely wasn't enough, and that opens conversation for the fact that anti-Asian discrimination seems to be kind of not really talked about as much. But if you're using this incident as like a gotcha, like, oh, well, you know, you were racist at one point, that means it cancels out. That I'm sorry, but you never cared either. Listen, I'm not saying you need to ruin your friend's grass, but I can assure you that when the news first came out, you definitely didn't say a damn thing. But to finish this off, to anyone who still disagrees and believes the song wasn't racist, that was some bad news for you, because the whole national team itself definitely disagrees with you there. Because right at the end of Enzo's stream, you can distinctly hear someone say, "Corta el vivo." Cut the live. They knew what they were singing, and they knew exactly what would happen if the rest of the world saw it.
You know, truth be told, I'm not a very big fan of the black people.
But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about that, put my little twist on it. You know.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Hey, you know, there's one thing about like all this world. I mean, it happens in the U.S. too, so it's not like we're exempt from racism. It's happening right here within our country. But you know, just to kind of tap into something different, you know, with World Cup going on, and then see that, you know, an event that in so many ways unifies everybody, because that was like what was really exciting for me, just seeing the World Cup happen. It was the first year where I actually kind of participated and watched and went to some watch parties and kind of just felt that energy and so much unification, so much different cultures, especially here in Houston. Like, we had everybody coming to Houston, you know, to watch and participate in these events, and it was dope. But then on the flip side, to like see and hear stuff like this, it just kind of shows like how much work we still have to do in the world, man, because it doesn't make sense why in 2026 we're like, people still are thinking this way. I don't know. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Do you guys know about this? You know, what really made me tap in is because it was really not too long ago, I was just talking to one of my friends, and she was telling me that I was like, oh, who's playing? And she's like, Argentina against whoever. And I was like, oh, who you going for? Doesn't Messi play for Argentina? And she's like, nah, I don't really know too much about Messi, but I don't really fuck with Argentina because I heard they're racist. And I was like, damn, like that? And then when I came across this video, I was like, oh shit, I guess that's like a real narrative that's going around. So I just wanted to kind of learn something that I didn't really know too much about. But you know, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I appreciate y'all. Where you at, family? I'll see you on the next one. Check out my episode 1 of the Where You At series, where I took on trying to get a black belt. And yeah, it was a very good video. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gone.